In today's video, we're going to be discussing the second round of $1,200 stimulus checks and what it means for you. Hey everyone, this is Matt. Welcome back to another Blind to Billionaire video. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button. But today is Tuesday, May 26th, so let's get right into it. I have my wife Corey with me, and we're going to jump right into the information. So here we go.
Okay, so we want to tell you guys about the second stimulus package and kind of what it could mean for you and how it differs a little bit from the first stimulus package. And we also want to say that this is currently it was brought to the House, it passed through the House, and it's still in the works.
Yep, so now it moves on to the Senate, but it's going to be a little bit longer until they get to this and start hashing it out. But we want to lay this out because it's important, and this new stimulus package includes a lot more people, which we'll get to shortly, which is exciting.
Exactly. So we don't know exactly when the second stimulus will come, but we know that it's in the works.
Yep.
So here are the things that are kind of most likely going to happen if it passes, and that seems likely. Okay, so your stimulus payment will most likely be a one-time $1,200 payment as it was before. Anything you want to add about that?
No, that sounds good. There's been a lot of different proposals, some of which have been proposing $2,000 per person per month. This is not the same proposal right now. This one's different. They're actually calling this one the HEROES Act. But anyway, yeah, they're just saying basically it's going to be most likely the same $1,200 per person. But again, there's more information, so we want to get into that, which is really exciting.
Okay, so the dependent age limitations, and I'm getting this from a Forbes article, so that's kind of the source here. So it says that the CARES Act, which is the first stimulus, limited the payments to dependents ages 16 and under. Those who were 17 and up were not eligible for a stimulus payment. So if you had a dependent, they had to be under 16, but if you were under 17, and if you were a dependent over 17, you didn't get anything.
But I want to say one thing about that real quick, because we've had a ton of people commenting over the last, month and a half, 2 months that we've been creating these stimulus videos on the CARES Act. That's the first stimulus package, like Corey just said. And they said, I'm over 17. I was claimed as a dependent. Do I get a stimulus check? And the answer is, unfortunately, with the first stimulus package, CARES Act, the answer was no, unfortunately. But that's changing with this second one. That's what's being proposed. So like Corey just said, originally, if you were dependent under the age 17, technically whoever claimed that dependent would be eligible for an additional $500. But with this new one, if you're claimed as a dependent, it doesn't matter your age, you'd still be eligible.
Exactly. So the HEROES Act, the second stimulus, changed the language to qualifying dependents, meaning anyone who can be claimed as a dependent on the tax return. Mm-hmm. So like we said, if you were dependent, you would be eligible regardless of your age.
Which is really cool because previously, like we just said, if you were 17 or older and you were claimed as a dependent, you didn't get it. So this is really cool. This extends to so many more people that previously were possibly left out on the last one.
The other thing that's really cool is the amount of money that hopefully dependents will be eligible for. So for this second stimulus, it sounds like each dependent would qualify for $1,200 versus in the first stimulus package, it was $500. So in the first stimulus package, 2 adults could get each $1,200, and the dependents, up to 3 dependents, could be eligible for $500 each. Now, with the new second stimulus package, it should be that each person in the family, 2 adults, and then the 3 kids, or dependents, I'm sorry, I'm saying kids, that's not right. The 2 adults and the 3 dependents would each be eligible for
$1,200.
$1,200. So that means that a family would be eligible for up to $6,000.
Yeah.
With this stimulus package.
That's huge. I mean, could you imagine $6,000 just bang right in your bank account?
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome.
That'd be sweet. That would help out a lot of people. I mean, that'd be awesome.
A lot of people.
Really,
I mean, that would be really, really cool. And it sounds like, this is just kind of what they're thinking, and it's been whittled down a little bit, so I feel like kind of with the new way that they're thinking about it and the new information we have, that this is kind of the most current concept and that they've kind of brought it to, so I feel like that's a better chance of it passing.
Yeah, exactly. But there's some more exciting news that we want to get to. And that is, if you were missed out on the first stimulus check, the CARES Act, you may be included in this second one. So Corey has a little article here that I'm going to have her read, but this is really exciting because there were so many people left out on the first stimulus package, and now you may be not only included, but there could be retroactive pay to give you that payment for the first one that you potentially missed. So I'm going to have Corey read this part of the article, which is actually really exciting.
Yes. So the next stimulus check program may include retroactive changes, which means changes from before, to the CARES Act, which was the first stimulus, granting millions of people checks that they were initially ineligible for. So it says here that the HEROES Act included language that would make retroactive changes to the CARES Act, opening the door for millions of excluded recipients to receive a stimulus check. This primarily applies to a married couple in which one partner had an ITIN versus a social security number, or were dependents age 17 and up. So, I mean, that could be really cool if you are somebody who fell into that. I mean, I know that there's people with the ITIN, the married people. We've heard that on the channel. But it seems like a ton of people fall into the dependents category who are age 17 and older who got nothing. Even though they're college students, they're high school students, they're people out in the world doing stuff, they need money. So
no, it's really
we've
cool
heard
about
all your
that.
stories. I mean, it's so unfortunate. You go to college, you're working hard, and you didn't qualify because you're a dependent.
Yeah, it's really cool because I've seen a couple people in the comments section, and this person has reached out. I'm thinking of one person specifically, and she has reached out. I don't want to say her name just to keep her privacy, but she's reached out so many times. Basically, she said, my husband is not a U.S. citizen, but he has an ITIN, and technically they're married. But she said that he was missed out. Like, technically, he doesn't get a stimulus check for the CARES Act, the first stimulus. He didn't get one because he was a person that had an ITIN. He was not technically a U.S. citizen. So, unfortunately, because they were married, they were both left out on the CARES Act, which was really unfortunate. And I kept kind of going back to her being like, I'm really sorry. There's nothing we can do. I mean, that's just how the bill is written. I mean, I wish I could make up the rules, but I don't, and they were left out. So in this second stimulus package, they would potentially get retroactive pay for their entire family.
So that means they would get the $1,200, I believe, or $500. I'm not sure. Now, I'm not sure if you'd get $500 or if you get $1,200, but either way, you would get that plus the new $1,200. So, I mean, it really could be pretty good day for you if you got all that money at once.
Now again, we just want to reiterate, this is still just a proposal. However, it did pass the House, which is controlled by the Democrats, but now it moves on to the Senate, which is controlled by the Republicans. Of course, we need both parties to come together and agree on this unanimously, right, in order for it to pass. But after it passes there, then it goes to the president. So we'll have to see how this goes. Again, it's just a proposal, and of course, they're going to go back and forth and negotiate this thing out. However it is going to, who knows how this thing is actually going to pass, but we also need to recognize, like, let's think of the first stimulus check, okay? So $1,200 that I would assume, not that I assume, but a lot of you have received it, but I also have to say a lot of you have not received it quite yet. But let's just think of that $1,200. For many of you who have been waiting, I don't know, who have just received it recently or going to be receiving it this week, I mean, honestly, that $1,200, that was spent a month ago. I mean, for realistically, that was already spoken for like a month ago. So
it was probably spoken for before you even got it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying for, because I'm saying so many people are backed up on their bills, their rent, their car payments, whatever it is, utilities, food, credit card bills, whatever it is. So when you get that $1,200, I mean, that $1,200 is gone right away. I mean, $1,200 realistically does not go very far when you're backed up on bills. So let's think of it again. If we get another $1,200, or what's the likelihood of getting another $1,200? I would have to say, in my opinion, it's very high. The reason for that is so many people got the $1,200, spent it right away because we had to catch up, and now here we are sitting back in the same position we were in a month ago, waiting like, hey guys, again, still no income, we need more money. So I feel like, in my opinion, the likelihood of another stimulus check is very likely. Now, I don't think it's going to be a recurring stimulus check, but I do think we're definitely getting at least one more, possibly more than that. But I would say a minimum of at least one more.
And this kind of brings us into this last part we wanted to touch on, that the stimulus payments, the new ones, most likely won't be offset garnished or withheld for child support.
That's huge.
And this was a huge thing. We've received a lot of comments from this. So basically, in the CARES Act, the first stimulus, that included language that prohibited the stimulus checks from being garnished from back taxes, federal debts, and certain other obligations. However, it did not prohibit the funds from being garnished for child support or certain other debts. Mm-hmm. The HEROES Act, the second stimulus, and other current proposals that are kind of grouped together include language that would prohibit future stimulus payments from being offset, withheld, or garnished.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if you get your $1,200, depending on how you look at it, mm-hmm. you should actually physically get the $1,200, and then mm-hmm. I think with that money, some people would think you should pay your back child support, but it's your decision.
Either way,
you would
either way,
get
that's
it
a totally different
versus
story.
It being taken away.
But either way, that's awesome, because in the first one, it's really unfortunate. Everybody's been looking forward to this, and all of a sudden you find out, oh wait, it's been garnished. So that's really unfortunate for a variety of reasons it could be garnished. But in the second one, it sounds like it wouldn't be garnished, which is awesome, because people need the money now, not like, oh wait, just kidding, it was actually garnished before it even received into your account.
Well, and what was really unfortunate about that is people didn't know it was going to be garnished, so it wasn't like you had the opportunity to say, okay, I get it, I have back child support, I'm not going to be I'm not going to get it, but mm-hmm. you thought you were going to get it. And so that's where the real frustrating part, I think, came in.
Yep.
So that's what we have so far.
Anyway, we just wanted to give you this quick update on this new stimulus check, just because even though it's being proposed, we want to give you the information as we have it, and to potentially know what to expect in the coming weeks and, month or two when this whole thing gets pushed through. So again, just a proposal, but at this time we've been really hammering on the first stimulus check, and it seems like so many people are going to be receiving them this week, and we wanted to just give you a heads up of what's to come. So anyway, have a great week, everybody, and we'll definitely keep you updated with all the new information we get as it comes in. So thanks so much for watching this.
Thank you.